Yo, everybody, welcome in. Y'all are so wonderful. I am so excited for this. This is going to be good. I've got 18 things written down for us to go over. Some of this stuff is not what you would traditionally say is fun to do. Some of the aiming drills that I'm going to show you and how much I think you should do them if you want to go from like here to up here more quickly. It's not the most fun thing in the world. The important thing, though, with this and with anything and with any game, as I always say, having fun. We're going to jump into the firing range. Okay, so the first thing I want to take you through is how to get better at aiming. So I'm going to grab some ammo. And we're going to grab an R9. We're going to grab an R9. I'm going to get some more ammo. So when you're playing, if you go into your settings under video, you're going to want to make sure this setting right here, impact marks, is turned up. And then I head over to this wall with my gun. This is my favorite wall. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to take out our gun. And what I'm going to show you is the spray pattern and how it works. And how you can look at the spray patterns for guns and then figure out how to aim them yourself. So all we're going to do is we're not going to move the mouse. We're just going to push the fire, and we're going to watch the bullets. So if you look at the spray pattern, you'll see mostly there's my first bullet, and up here is my last bullet. So mostly it's vertical, and if you go a vertical line straight down, you'll see how you touch most of those sprays. So you see we have no attachments on it. And we know that if we pull straight down, most of those bullets will line up. So if we shoot next to it, now we're going to put our mouse and pull straight down just a little bit. And you can see that that grouping now is mostly centered. That doesn't work for every gun, but it works for this one. So you can see there's like a little bit of a hook to it, but we're just pulling straight back when we fire. So we're going to pull straight down, and that keeps our grouping nice and tight. And that's how you would test your guns. Let's grab carbine. I'll get some more ammo while I'm here, and we'll take a look at that as well. So same deal. We're not going to move our hand. We're just going to push on the trigger. You can already see that that gun is a fair bit more stable. If we step back a little higher, so you can see it always starts and goes straight up, and then towards the end of the mag, it wiggles a little bit. And so this is the same sort of deal, but you see there's a bit of a wiggle. So we want to pull down. Then when our magazine gets close, we want to tap our wiggle and just take it a little bit. Now, one of the things I want to show you if you're a mouse player is how sensitivity works. So if I point straight at the dude and I move my mouse like till I'm all the way around, you'll see how far I have to move it. I'm actually playing on a really low sensitivity right now. I have my mouse set up to 800 DPI. Now I have a little switch on the top here. I can turn that all the way up. So I'm going to put it all the way up to 3000. And now watch what happens. So you can see it's much harder to make the small adjustments that you need to make to do aim if your sensitivity is too high. So you want to get used to turning that down a little bit so you can get these tight groupings on your aim and get like these kinds of shots. Because you can imagine if you're shooting at a person, hitting this is going to be a lot more effective than hitting this like 7 shape, or with the R9, this wiggle. The attachments, you'll see now how much they do. So this is a non-attachment one with no, again, I'm not going to be adjusting the aim at all. And you can see like it's fairly straight up and down, but there's a lot, like there's a big S pattern. We'll go back to that same wall. This is our other one with the attachments. And you can see, one, how much less it kicks upwards. Those are both from the same thing. I backed all the way to this wall. So it kicks upwards way less, which means you don't have to adjust as hard. And you'll see like this does a big wave, and this wave is tighter together. And then at the end, it hooks a lot less to one side. So that's why you want to get your attachments, because the pattern is going to be tighter and smaller, and you can get it really tight when you practice your control. Is there a drop off in damage with range? No. So all the damage for every single gun is the exact same. But in terms of drop off, there's no damage drop off for any of the guns. So if we grab, let's just grab this real quick. We'll grab this. So if we shoot at our dummy, there's multipliers is one of the things that's important. So like if we shoot in the torso, we'll hit for 19. If we shoot in the arm, if we shoot in the, oh, yeah, there we go. So you can see the legs I hit for 14. Thought there was multipliers on the arm. Maybe there's not. And the head hits for 33. Every gun has its own individual multiplier and individual damage. I don't want any of these. I want the wingman. One of the ones you can most easily see it in is the wingman, which is incredibly hard to use. You hit 45 on a body, you hit 97 on a head. Okay, what's up next? Oh yeah, aiming drills. The next thing I want to show you is 2/3 aiming drills that will improve your ability to shoot at people. So something to keep in mind, of course, when you're trying to shoot people, they are not going to stand still. Obviously, if we want to shoot this little robot, until we show you how to turn on the target range, they're not going to move. But for practicing your aiming, there's 2, that's kind of 3 that I would recommend. So pick somewhere that you want to learn from. And what you do is you find these targets, and you see this white line, trace it. And do that probably 6 or 7 times with your mouse. And get used to like how it feels. Try and stick to that white line as much as you can. And do that a few times. Try and do it a little bit faster, but go for accuracy and speed as best you can. Then, and this is one of the things where it's like, this isn't the most fun thing in the world, but it will help you a lot. Follow the moving target. So same deal, trace the white line, but this one's moving, so you have to kind of keep on it. And your goal is to watch and trace that white line as that target moves around. And that's how you get used to tracking. So tracking is what we refer to when we mean staying on your target and getting used to following it with your gun. So then the other one I do is I would grab a clip, grab a magazine, turn whichever attachments you want to practice with. It's a good idea to practice with none, but it's also a good idea to practice with some. You pick a spot anywhere at all with your gun. You find this dummy, and the goal is to kill him, but not let go of your fire. So we want to do it in one clip, then reload, and then just move your character back a few steps. Do it again. And reload, move your character back a few steps. And same kind of deal, keep moving back. Now this is obviously not as accurate as a person, because a person's going to be trying to dodge you, but it'll get you used to controlling it at different ranges. Take a few steps back. And if you don't get it, just finish it off and don't move and try again. This will also help you learn how comfortable, what ranges you are with certain guns. So you can see, like, this is about as far as I should probably be shooting at someone with the R9. It'll also teach you when you should burst fire guns. So, like, we know that the R9 goes up and hooks. But because it goes straight up, we can kind of like... And that's not as fast as a time to kill, but does keep you on target. Oh, one thing I'll mention very, very quickly. You see the triangle on this sight? The bullets don't go in the triangle. They go to the tip of the triangle. So if I put the triangle right here, I'm going to shoot over its head. But the triangle is on the character, but I'm shooting over its head. The tip of the triangle is where the bullets go. How to pick your champion. Change legend. So, my recommendation for picking champions for anybody is to pick what you think is going to be fun. Now, there are combinations that are good. For example, if you're playing with a team and you're playing high end, you'll notice that myself, Marshy, and Jordan, when we play, always have an Octane, Gibraltar, and a Bloodhound. Don't take that too seriously. That's a good team to have if you're playing in high, trying to rank up, if you're trying to play through ranked, if you want to, like, if you know how it works together. But the actual tip is pick one that you think looks fun and play it. You earn Apex coins pretty quickly to unlock the rest of the champions. So while you may not be, you may be out reading a tier list, or looking at what the best players play, or seeing me always picking Octane when we play ranked on stream, don't worry about it. Pick what's fun for you, because if you're having a better time enjoying the game, you're going to be doing better. Whereas if you're trying to force yourself to play a champion you don't like, then it's just not gonna put you in the right headspace to play, right? Having fun with your champion is the most important thing. Okay. Backpacks. Oh, this is what everyone's here for. Okay. Get rid of all this. Backpack space. This is a really common thing that I see for a lot of players. They're going to run over, and they're going to have all this in their backpack. And then they're going to have, like... right? And you got lots and lots of ammo for shooting people. Lots and lots of ammo for shooting people. And then you get shot, and you look in your backpack, and you go, I have no way to heal my shields. So you have no shields, and you go to heal, and all you've got is a Phoenix kit and a bunch of health and lots and lots and lots of ammo. And you're like, well, I can't heal. I don't have any healing. All right. So what I recommend for your backpack is going to change a little bit depending on which ones that you have. For starters, this is going to be enough ammo. If I take my Volt in my little baby backpack, I have 180 ammo. 3 full lines. We want to take a gun that takes a fair bit of ammo, like a Volt, where we want to have lots of ammo. And then, for our secondary gun, we want to take something like a shotgun. Because if we take a Spitfire, for example, we take a Spitfire, and if we apply the same logic that I need 180 ammo, right? Now you look, I have 4 spaces for other items. Grenades, healing, all that kind of stuff. But if I say no, and I pick up something like a shotgun, the thing they don't tell you about shotguns is this is enough ammo. Even if you don't know how to aim, you're only going to use your shotgun when you're up close. You have 24 shots at this point. One of two things is going to happen with those 24 shots. You're either going to kill the other person or you're going to die. And in both of those situations, you don't need more than 24 ammo. So now you have all of these spaces for your other healing. What I would recommend your backpack looks like is, when you have no backpack, something kind of like this, and in those last 2 slots, we want a couple of grenades. But we can kind of change that a little bit, right? When we pick up a white backpack, now we've got 2 more spaces. So now, if we wanted to get our ammo for the Spitfire like we normally would, this would be our 3 stacks of Spitfire ammo, and suddenly there's space. And then as we backpack up, I actually will take more ammo. So when I get to a blue, if I'm using 2 guns, I won't use more than 180 each. If I'm using 1 gun, I'll actually bump it up to 240 for that 1 gun, and then my other gun will be on the side, and that leaves me 1 more slot. That slot will either be for more shields, a Phoenix kit here, or another grenade, depending on how I'm feeling that day. And then that sort of scales up. Once we get into a purple backpack, now we just take way more healing. We want to pick up a lot more shield cells, but now we can get into taking med kits. The reason that we wait to take med kits is, again, it's your health, right? You don't take med kit health damage until you have no shield left. So in the middle of a fight, your shield battery will give you 100 health in, just the 4.5 seconds. Now, more syringes is the magic number. If you're picking up more syringes, there's exactly 1 instance where that's correct. In battle, you want to be healing your shields, so you don't need them quickly or on the fly. You only need them when the battle is over. Yeah, so a purple backpack will look something like this. And this last slot is going to be more shields. This is ideal, right? So you want to get, if you're sitting down going, what do I get rid of? This is your ideal. The instance which is relevant when you may want more. You just killed a team. The storm is right on your butt. Pick up extra syringes. You're in the enemy's backpack, grab extra syringes. As you're running from the storm, you're going to take health damage. And as you're running and you take health damage, the health damage comes off and doesn't affect your shields. If the storm is hurting you, you take health damage and not shield damage. Oh, this is a good one. We'll do this one. You're in a fight. Someone's shooting at you. We have no shields. What I want you to look at here is the amount of time this takes, okay? So if I restore my shield cells, I'm healing. You can see this takes forever. This has taken literally a year. I'm dead 6 times over. Okay. Get rid of it again. This, much faster. Look. 5 seconds. I'm back to full health. But there's one more way that nobody tells you on how to heal your shields. I currently have 100 health, right? I have 100 health. Now I have 150. I lost a purple shield, but I instantly gained 50 health. If you are fighting someone, you're shooting, you're fighting, and you lose your shields, pick up the closest one. Don't worry about the color. Pick it up. That's a technique called shield swapping. What's my next on the list? Oh, yeah, okay. Gold items, okay? There are a few gold items. These are the main 3, and there's one more I'm going to talk about. This is one of these things where do what's more fun for you is correct. Having this will make your abilities recharge faster. You see on the gold helmet, it says abilities recharge faster. But what you really want to do, Apex is a team game, is you want to look at your team, see who's here, and see which abilities you're going to benefit from charging faster. So something like Bloodhound, who has this scan that tells you where enemies are, is going to give you a lot more value than someone like Octane, who just runs a little faster. Some notables for gold helmet: Bloodhound, very high on the list. Caustic, very high on the list. And Revenant would be very high on my personal list. Backpack is the next one, which I have. Gold backpacks are important. The way gold backpacks work is when you kill somebody, or when you're killed, when you're down, but you're crawling around, but you're not in a box yet. You get revived with half of your shields and half of your health. So instead of coming back with just a teeny tiny sliver of health, you come back with a lot more health. If you give this gold backpack to a lifeline who can respawn people, revive, lifeline's number 1. If you have a lifeline, give lifeline the gold backpack. Lifeline can res people without doing the animation. She just drops her dock and then she can shoot people. So she can start a res and then turn around and shoot at whoever is trying to come kill you. And that way she can protect you and res you at the exact same time. Then your next 2 that you want to think about for the gold backpack is Mirage and Gibraltar. Reason being, Gibraltar, when he's got this big dome down that can't be shot through, if he picks up someone inside this dome, they get revived faster. And the last one is Mirage, because when Mirage, voice lines, shh, Mirage, shh, shh. Mirage will turn invisible when he revives people. So those 3 have an added benefit when they're reviving that protects them for a little bit longer. Then there's the gold knockdown shield. That self-revives you if you're downed, which is good. It takes a long time. It doesn't work often, but it might work. I recommend giving that to whoever you gave the gold backpack to. Let's talk about grenades. So how you use grenades. Let's say we're shooting at someone from over here. They're behind that rock. Your gun cannot shoot through a rock. I wish I had a smaller boulder. I guess this pallet will do the job. Your gun cannot shoot through this pallet. Okay? But we know, we saw them. They're right here. The enemy is right here. right here hiding. So what you do is you take out your grenade and you put it right there. Now your guy, who is hiding right here, has to move. The grenade is here. If they don't move, they're going to get blown up. So they're going to run this way. As they're moving, they may have to come out of cover. If the cover, say, is this big, you look, the grenade is going to take up all of this cover. So they have to leave cover. If someone leaves cover, you shoot them. That's the main use for grenades. Yeah, so the different grenades are fairly straightforward. The arc stars can stick and also do the most shield damage. Regular grenades are distance based. So inside of a certain distance, they'll deal more. And then there's the thermite, which just burns. Thermite will also give away positions. So if I get some thermites, right? And let's say I hit this character with thermite, but I'm behind this rock. I can see them. The damage numbers are proccing, so I can see where they are. Okay, this is another one that's a little bit advanced. You'll see me when I'm playing a lot, and I'll do one of these. Slide and jump. And turn my mouse. So that gives you basically the ability to look around without losing speed. So if I'm running, I have to change directions to look around. But if I slide and then jump, you can look around. It's simple. You just sprint with your shift key, control the slide. On controller, you can still do this as well. You just run, slide, and you can look around. The pinwheel, the pinwheel, the pinwheel. Y'all are familiar with...
We got trouble.
Y'all are also familiar with... Let's go over here. But if you hold your middle click, you get a whole wheel of options. If you look at your middle click,
Keeping a lookout on
you can, if you want to play by yourself, or maybe don't feel like using the mic that day, you can let people know that you're watching these specific areas.
Mid-range.
You can let people know that you're looting a specific area.
Supplies I can find.
And that will tip your friends off who are playing with you to what you might be thinking of doing.
I'll lock this section down.
But yeah, so it's always better to over communicate and be wrong. If you think you heard footsteps, say, I think I heard footsteps. Because then your allies are ready to deal with those footsteps. And if you know you're wrong because you looked, you can say, never mind, that was a mistake. If you see somebody, or you think you saw somebody, ping. If you look and you go over and you go, oh yeah, no, actually that's just a fire hydrant, tell them that's okay. It's better for them to be ready to shoot that person than for you to go, is that a person? I'm not really sure. I shouldn't communicate that. I'm not sure if it's a person. Tell them, then call off. Tell and call off is always better than not. My next tip for new players, that was a good one. My next tip for new players, when you're using your champions, use your abilities. Push the buttons. I, all the time, see new players never push their button for their abilities. Part of the reason you aren't using it is because you're worried you may use it in the wrong place. Right? That's the logic. That's what's happening in your head most of the time. I'm afraid to use it because I may use it in the wrong place. But here's the thing for that. If you never use it, you've always used it in the wrong place because you've never put it in the right place by never using it. Oh, look. We're at number 10. Number 10. Again, this one's a little bit more advanced. So play as if you want to end fights. If you're shooting someone and you break their shields, what happens to you? Let me ask you this. Someone shoots you, your shields are broken. What are you going to do? First thing you're going to think to do is to run behind cover and heal. Right? That means that that person that you just shot, that broke their shields, are going to do the same thing. So they're running away to try and heal. If their friends aren't looking at you, you can chase them down and shoot them. So if you play in a way where you're focused on trying to get that fight over, you will end it more quickly and win the fight. Apex Legends has a lot of third partying, and that means another team coming to kill you when you're in the middle of a fight. playing to end a fight will get you to the point where eventually you're not getting third party as much because the fight is over and you're back to full health before you have to worry about it. Okay, bots. I want to show you how to turn the bots on. You need to have nothing at all. And you want to go up here. Go up here. Come back here. You're going to need to have a movement champion. So you're going to need to have Pathfinder, Valkyrie, Horizon, one of those champions. I'll pick Pathfinder because you will have them unlocked from the beginning. You want to go up here. Oh, okay. Don't do it again. Okay. You need to go to this middle part. So push all the way in. Tighten in, tighten in. Line up with this line. Look all the way down and change your hero. And you hear that sound? That like that sound means the bots are out. So when you come down here, all these bots are going to be shooting at you. And it's not quite the same as a regular player, but they hurt. And you can get used to things like getting shot at, practicing trying to change your shield. They're also going to be roughly, in my opinion, equivalent to like the aim of a new player. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to cover is only before I leave and go back into the map, because there's more stuff. So if you look up here above my head, you might have to squint in if you're on a small thing. It says FPS and ping. Apex Legends has one major glitch that's going to affect you if you have a very powerful computer, and that's that if your FPS goes above 90, your game starts to hitch, and even if you don't notice it, it will throw off your aim. So you want to set your FPS limit to 190 as a maximum. So I'm going to show you in game a couple of different things. A couple of things about playing fights, about buildings, about dropping and how to drop well, and a couple of things in game. I'm going to go do drops first. So I'm going to do one drop and then the second drop, and then we'll back up. And then off the second drop, I'll show you how to do some of the in-game stuff. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about exactly where to drop on these maps because I don't know these ones yet. What I'm going to show you is how to drop. So when you're trying to drop, part of your goal, you have two goals. You want to hit the ground before everybody else, and you want to land on some loot. So if you put a ping and you aim at it, it'll tell you the number of meters. What you want to do for maximum speed on the drop is to put one down, and when it says 500, point straight at it, and that's it. Hold your W key, hold up on your keyboard, hold W, hold up on your mouse, or on your controller, and just point straight at it. And if it's 500, within about 500, that will get you into the ground as fast as possible. The next one I'm going to cover is something between 700 meters to 1,000 meters. There's a special way to drop. So if we're going to land somewhere that is like 700 to 1,000 meters away, you're going to drop, point straight down, and then you're going to level out. And you see the alt meter on the side here, that number that's going down. When it hits 130, you're going to dive straight down again. And when it hits 40, you're going to go back up. And you're going to watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. 30, straight down. 40, back up. And then when you get close, you can point at it and go straight down. And that's how. That'll take you the furthest distance that you can go. So, doors. Doors are important. When you're in a building and you're trying to hide, you can stand on a door like this. This door cannot open. You want to stand on the door. No one can open this door into me if I'm standing on it. So if I have a teammate in here who's healing, I can stand on this door and they'll be protected. There's no way to get this door open, except this is another use for grenades. Goodbye door. If someone's on the other side of the door, they can kick it. It takes 2 kicks to break a door, but during that second animation, they'll be frozen and you can shoot them. If you're inside of a building and your teammate's healing, don't just run over to them. Run to the door and stand there. And that's how you're going to protect them from getting shot when they're inside of the building. Oh, and for double doors, it's important. You see this seam? You need to stand in the middle. If you only stand on one side of that door can open. You need to stand right in the middle. The ring. So this orange line is always going to be your fastest route into the ring. The way that you want to play these rings when you're playing is to look for something, if you're trying to survive, look for something on the edge of the ring. So don't go all the way to the middle.
Let's go this way.
Everybody's going here. Don't go here. Everybody's going here. Okay? Go to the edge of the ring, but somewhere that's safe. So if we look here, this is a teeny tiny choke. If there are people there, they're going to kill you. But if you go to this edge, look, we've got loot, we've got buildings to hide in, we're going to be safe, we'll be fine. So we'll go there. And what we're going to do, basically for the entire match, I'm going to grab this real quick. So certain champions can grab these and get extra information. And that'll show you where the next ring is going to be in green. But basically what you're going to do, we're going to run in and we're going to go to this little area that I pinged right here. And this is what we're looking for. So we want to stay close to the edge of a ring, because there's going to be less people at the edge of a ring. But we also want to look for cover. So like we wouldn't go here, for example. There's no cover. But we know there's cover here, so that's where we're going to go. Whee! So then we get in here. We can check our backpack. Do we need more loot? If we need more loot, we can get it. We're safe. We're in the ring, so we're not going to get shot. We're not going to get killed by the ring. And we have a safe space to hide, hang out, and do what we got to do. Get more loot if we need to. Now, paying attention is important. These doors are opened. I did not open these doors. That means there's a team here somewhere. Or at some point, there was a team here. Oh, this is a fun tip. If you have a skin you like that just equipped, this paintbrush changes it back. Protecting your friends. Okay, so this is one that I can just kind of talk about for a second. If your friends are healing or one of them is rezzing, what you should be doing in that instance is looking for where the enemies could be coming. And if they're running towards your friends who are healing, shoot them or shoot at them. Protecting your friends so that they can get back into the fight is very important. So instead of rushing in and trying to go shoot the other people that exist, shoot at the people that are trying to kill your friends. Is crafting something that beginners need to be thinking of? So it's not that important. There's a couple of good things with crafting that you're going to want to know about. So on this screen, let me turn off this real quick. Right where my camera is, you can see, I can't move around, but you see where the camera was? It'll show you the things that are in the crafting. So this means those things will not drop on the ground. That's fairly important to know, because if you want to be a sniper, that's currently a purple sniper mag and a purple sniper stock. So if you're trying to use snipers and you're trying to learn how to snipe, you're going to need to go to crafting to get it. So you can see crafting on the map. You can push F1 and they all light up. Oh no. Go away. I want to teach people stuff. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. In here, you can craft the daily stuff that I showed you. Ammo, which will be over here. And then you can also craft batteries and med kits. So if you're low on things, you can craft them in here. You don't have to worry about it. You get crafting materials in a couple of ways. These little containers right over here will give you 25. And this box, if you open it, will give you 5. So all boxes give you 5. Then you can craft. I guess I should probably mention these guns. These two guns, the Devotion and the Havoc, this has a spin-up time. So if I start shooting right now, there's a delay before the bullets come out. In general, this is one of those, until you get a little more experience, maybe leave it on the ground. Unless you have one of these. This is called a turbocharger. What this will do is, now that I have it equipped, I fire instantly. How would I approach strategy in deciding which gun to use at the start, since it's random drop kits and have ammo to manage? So whenever you land on a gun, no matter what gun you land on, some ammo will be next to it. The best thing to do, go by my tier list. Try to stick to picking up an alternator RE45, or go for the Spitty.
Spitfire here.
or the L star. In the beginning, when you're learning how to play the game and you're not sure which guns you should be trying to play through the game with, pick up one of those 4 guns if you can. As you play, as you get more into the game, the answer to that question changes. The answer is whatever gun is in front of you. Try to spend some time and find 2 or 3 places on the map that you enjoy. Once you find 2 or 3 places that you enjoy and that are comfortable for you, always drop in those spaces. Thoughts on the bow check. Much like the wingman, when you're new, leave it on the ground. This is, I guess, one other piece of information. When you've done your practice in the firing range, and you've done all of the things, and you've practiced the guns, and you figured out what you liked, and you want to learn to play against people without all of the extras, go jump in arena. Jumping in arena will teach you how to use your gun against other actual players more quickly than BR mode will. Because in Battle Royale mode, 1, you have to go find guns, and 2, you have to find people. If you spend your time in arena, it'll teach you how to fight. Arena is 3v3. It's the brand new game mode. I have everything on my list now covered. The only one I have left at the bottom is, again, have fun. Having fun is the important part. If it's not fun, don't do it. But yeah, I appreciate you all. This has been really, really wonderful. And so many awesome people came out to check it out. Really passionate about this game, and I really love it. And I play it a lot. I literally have played 600 hours since last November, which averages out to 2.5 hours a day for like 7 months. And seeing so many new people get into the game and start to like it and want to learn about it and want to have fun, it makes me really happy.
Lostpixelplays.